Okay. So dear children, let's proceed further. The difference, yeah, difference between the simple and compound interest compounded annually on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 4% per annum is rupee 1. The principal amount is how much? I feel this is a solvable problem. इस पूरे इसमें मैंने कुछ homework नहीं दिया, so I'll do one thing. I'm giving this as
It's a
homework.
simple formula we can use.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll request you to please try this out as a homework itself. Okay. Let's start with the next paper, that is 2013's paper. Now it's 7. Let's do one thing. Let's take a break, dear children. Let's take 6 o'clock को शुरू हुआ ना 1.5 घंटा हो गया. Yeah, let's take a break. Okay.
Okay, sir.
How long?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it's 7:24. We'll catch up at 7:30. Huh? So, dear children, welcome back. If you guys are back, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, that is sad. Out of 24, I've got only 3 thumbs ups. Once again, those who have given thumbs ups, please give them again. If you're back, please give me a thumbs up. Okay, now the numbers are good. ठीक है. Let's proceed further, dear children. So it's like question number one. The squares in the figure are formed by intersecting the segment PQ. PQ, okay. By broken line P, P1, P2. So it's P, P1, P2, P3, P4 like this. So this is the broken line up until P12 and then Q. The length of PQ is 27. What is the length of the broken line P1, PQ, so and so? Okay, so they are asking the length of this broken line if this total length is 27. So, first of all, if this is 27 total length, okay, you should understand one thing. Let me consider this part, okay, only this part. Now, how much ever, let me say if this length is A, then this will be, you can see that this is a square, which means this is A, A, A. So in this part, the line traveled is 3 times A. Am I correct? Similarly, if I'm considering this portion as B, then this will be B, B, B. This portion will be 3 times B. Everywhere when you'll observe, it's the same thing which is happening. This is C. This will be 3 times C, 3C. This is D. This will be 3 times D. This is E. This will be 3 times E. This is F. This will be 3 times F. Now, if A plus B plus C plus D plus E plus F is 27, all these combinations will be basically 3 times 27. So hence this line is basically 3 times 27. And that should
So
be,
I didn't understand.
okay, I'll explain again. Don't worry. You observe the first part. Or maybe I'll do one thing. I'll consider a bigger figure. You observe this part. Let me call this as part A. If this is A, then as you can see, this is a square, which means this portion will be A, this portion will be A, this portion will be A. Total, it will be what? 3 times A. Did you understand this much?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when this much straight line was traveled at that time, a broken line, how much did it travel? It traveled 3
So it's
times.
basically the line times 3.
Exactly. How much ever is the line distance?
Got
That
it, sir.
divided by 3.
Thank you.
So everywhere it has happened. Here also it traveled 3 times. Here also it traveled to 3 times. It also here also it traveled to 3 times. Here also it traveled to 3 times. Here also it have traveled 3 times. So total straight line, if it is 27, the broken line will be 3 times 27. That is 81.
So can you explain the three times part?
Sure. You observe the straight line. If I'm saying that this distance is only 5, for example, okay, I'm not saying that it is 5. For example, if it is 5, then this will also be 5, this will also be 5, this will also be 5. So ultimately, the distance will be 3 times 5. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm using the same logic. So when the straight line is drawn once, the broken line is covering 3 times its distance. So using that logic, this broken line will also cover 3 times its distance. This broken line will also cover 3 times its distance. Why 3? 1, 2, 3. When the straight line is coming 1, it's coming 3 times. This one is also 1.
Okay, understood.
So basically we can take 3 common and then a plus b plus c
Mm,
plus d plus e plus f will give us 27. So 3 times 27.
correct.
Sir, I didn't understand this.
Okay, my dear child, this is actually a very simple concept. I'll explain this for the last time now. Okay, please pay attention very carefully. Uh, if I'm considering the straight line traveled from one point to another point, this as A. So when the straight line was traveled A, the broken line traveled A plus A plus A, sorry, plus A, which means when this traveled one time A, this traveled three times A. Did you understand this much? Silence won't work, my dear child. You will have to respond. Did you understand this much? Okay, I think he's gone out of range. Then there is no point in explaining it again. So, my dear children, if you have not understood this, you can just go through the recording because I've already explained it 3, 4 times. Okay, so you can just go through the recording. It's very simple. It's not that confusing. Just you have to pay attention very carefully. At least one time, if you pay attention, you will be very clear. Okay, let's proceed to the next question. That is question number 2. Suresh and Naresh have three-digit number 888, which is divisible by 8. Suresh changes two of its digits, makes it greatest three-digit number, which is still divisible by 8. Now, can anyone, sorry. So, can anyone say what will be that greatest three-digit number, which will be still
So
divisible by 8?
996.
996? I don't think.
984.
So 992.
Okay.
Sir, I think it's
Actually
984.
984,
Sir,
sir.
984, 984.
Absolutely, my dear children. First of all, let me tell you one thing. Sorry. First of all, let me tell you one thing. Your assumption that this can be, what do we say? Mm, yeah. Your assumption, somebody said that 992 is the greatest number. Yes, you're absolutely correct. 992 is the greatest number. But like in this case, they have already said that Suresh has changed only two digits. So initially, three digits were 8. Now, two of them will not be 8, but one digit should be 8. So 992 will not be your answer because it should have one digit as 8 only. Now, since the number is supposed to be the greatest number, first of all, the पहला digit जो वो change करेगा, that will be 8. 8 को वो पक्का ही 9 बनाएगा. There is no compromise in that. 100% 9 बनाएगा. Okay? बढ़ाना है उसको. He has to increase it, right? Now, out of these two digits, he can either increase this number to 9 and keep it as 8. But unfortunately, this is not divisible by 8. Hence, he will not do that. Which means वो second number को कुछ करेगा ही नहीं क्योंकि second number को बढ़ाने का एक ही possibility है, that is to make it 9. But unfortunately, 998 is not going to be divisible by 8. Hence, he will not touch the second number. He will keep the second number as it is. बिकॉज कम करेगा तो वैल्यू कम हो जाएगा. ही वांट्स इट टू बी द ग्रेटेस्ट, सबसे बड़ा रखना है उसको. सो 9 के बाद द नेक्स्ट बेस्ट बिग नंबर इज 8 ओनली. सो ही विल कीप इट एज 8. नाउ 9 8 के बाद he'll have to find the number which is divisible, which will make this number divisible by 8, and that is
So 4.
absolutely 4. So the third number he will make it as 4. Okay, 984. 984 is the number which is the greatest possible number at the same time divisible by 8. Okay, so this guy makes divisible by 8. So the first condition we have understood. So this is Suresh's number now. Nourish changes the two of its digits of triple eight and makes its smallest three-digit number, which is divisible by eight. So again, now it's Naresh's turn. He has 888. Again, what he is going to do, he is going to change the numbers and is going to make the smallest. So smallest के लिए the first one is किसको change करेगा वो? You tell me.
1.
हाँ. So hundreds place को he'll change it and make it one. That is for sure. Then again he'll have to make it small. So second वाले को maybe he'll bring it down. क्या बनाएगा?
2. 2.
2.
128. Is it divisible by 8?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, probably 0.
Sorry. Probably what?
Probably 0, sir, because 104 was a division.
0. Okay. 0. Okay. 0. 108. I don't think 108 will be divisible by 8. No. 108 is also
divisible
not
by
Not,
divisible.
sir. It is not, sir.
118
Divisible
is
by
also
8.
not divisible. 128 will be divisible. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So 128 is a number which Naresh might have created. What could be the digit in the units place of the product of the new numbers with them? So whatever new numbers you have, you'll have to multiply and find what is the digit in the units place. Okay. So it's very simple technique. All you have to do is take the units place of both the numbers and multiply them. 4 into 8 is 32. So 32 will have 2 in its units place. Therefore, your answer is 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So question 3, we have done a similar question earlier, so we can do as a homework.
Very good.
It's very easy.
Sir, I think there's a repetitive pattern that always has this one question in all the.
Yes, yes. This one question is very common. You can find these type of questions in almost all the papers. Hardly it misses.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it's just 5 raised to 6. We can just verbally find it.
Correct. Let's let's proceed to the next one. Fourth one. Now, in this case, fourth question. At the entrance examination to a university, student must answer at least 80% of the questions correctly. So far, Rakesh has worked on 15 questions. He did not know the answer to 5 of them, but he is sure that he has answered the 10 questions correctly. If he answers all the remaining questions in the test correctly, he will pass the test exactly 80%. How many questions are there in the test? So basically जितने भी questions उसने solve किए out of them only 5 उसका wrong गया है जिसके वजह से he's passed and they have said that the student must get 80% which means 20% wrong हो सकता है चलेगा and in this question there he has said that 5 is already wrong. That means in short they have said that 5 is equal to 20 percentage of the total number of questions. Let me call the total number of questions in the test as x. So when you'll solve this, you'll get the value for x. X is equal to 25. Okay. After fourth question, you can try the fifth one. I'll give you a minute to solve, then I'll be solving. Okay. I'm erasing the previous question. The first step, what I'll be doing is, see, on left hand side, I have a upon b raised to x minus 1. On the right hand side, I have b upon it. First step of what I'll be doing is, I'll be converting that into a upon b. Now, it is allowed to reverse the fraction. Only thing is, what you have to do is, you'll have to introduce the negative sign in the power. Then you can reverse the fraction. For example, 2 raised to 1, or maybe I'll say 2 upon 3 raised to 2 can be written as 3 upon 2 raised to minus 2. This you should understand. This is a technique I'm giving you. Okay. This is allowed. You can reverse the fraction. You just have to put a negative sign over there in the power. So I'm reversing the fraction and I'm putting negative sign over here. So it will be minus x upon 3. Minus of x upon 3. अभी क्या हर बार a upon b लिखना is a boring task for me. So what I'll do, instead of a upon b, I'll write let's say capital A or something else. I'll write z. Z भी नहीं, z confusing लगेगा ना, x हो गया भाई. Let me write it as p करके लिख रहा हूँ, randomly p लिख रहा हूँ. It's a random variable. क्यों हर बार a upon b लिखना, it's a tiring job ना, so hence I'm doing this. Now what I'm going to
Sir,
do, yeah,
sir,
tell me.
uh, when we reciprocal A upon B, B upon A to A upon B, so X gets minus, so won't the minus 3 become plus 3?
Absolutely it will become. मैंने अभी तक वो solve किया नहीं है. Give me some time. I'll be solving that. Don't worry. Okay. Now instead of a upon b, I'm going to write p. Baby steps. I don't want any of the students to get confused. इसलिए I'm solving each and every step slowly. Instead of a upon b, I'm going to write p. Just मेरे convenience के लिए. Minus of x upon 3. Now what I'll do, I'll just simplify this. So minus sign ko when I open the bracket, it becomes minus x plus 3. Okay. That will give me 3 minus x. This is x minus 1. Now I'm going to break this. Now p raised to x minus 1 is p raised to x upon p raised to 1. I hope you know this. P raised to 3 minus x is p raised to 3 upon p raised to x. Now when I cross multiply, I will be getting p raised to x multiplied by p raised to x. That is p raised to x multiplied by p raised to x is p raised to 2x, for your kind information, is equal to p raised to 1 multiplied by p raised to 3 is p raised to 3 plus 1. So 2x is equal to 3 plus 1. That will give you x is equal to 2.
Sir, I did a different method.
Yeah, there you can use any method, not a problem. If you're getting the same answer, then you're safe.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. I've chosen this method because I feel that this method will be convenient for all the students to understand.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
So what is this P thing?
P is A upon B.
A upon B is to P.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Arnav, tell me, what's your doubt?
Sir, in this question in the third line, you've written on the right hand side, you've written p raised to minus x plus 3, and in the fourth line, you've written p raised to 3 minus x. So,
How is it possible?
how-
Because see,
so
this is
yeah,
minus x, I have taken it over here. This is plus 3, I have taken it over here. I basically exchanged. मतलब 2 plus 3 को you can write it as 3 plus 2. Similarly, 2 minus 3 can be written as minus 3 plus 2. Same logic.
yes,
Okay. 3 minus x is equal to minus x plus 3.
okay.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Sir, so now we have break. I actually had gone to the washroom, so I don't know what we are doing. We have break now.
My dear goodness. My dear child, the break was given half an hour before और 5 ही मिनट का break था. We started the class exactly at 7:30. And
Okay, sir.
yeah, so you can
So
just
we
go
are
through
on
the
question
recording.
number 8.
We are on question number 5. We just completed 5.
Okay,
So you have
sir.
circled the question. So you can just go through the recording, okay? Okay. Let's go for the sixth question. In a circle of radius 4 centimeter, a square is drawn such that the four vertices lie on the circumference. As you can see, the vertices lie on the circumference of the circle. What is the area of the square? This one is pretty simple. So basically, since the radius of the square is 4, I can say that from center, if I'm joining this particular segment, this is also 4. From center, if I'm joining this particular segment, this is also 4. Now, if you observe this segment, this big segment, 4 plus 4, 8, is basically diagonal of the square. Now, they have given the diagonal to be 8. Indirectly, they have said the diagonal is 8. If you wish to find the area, instead of diagonal, what you'll do? You'll write root 2 multiplied by side is equal to 8. That will give you side is equal to 8 upon root 2. Okay. And the area is side square, which means it is 8 into 8, 64 upon root 2 ka square is 2. That will give you 32. That's your answer. Okay. Before proceeding to the next problem, I will request you guys to please exit the meeting and join again because अभी 3-4 मिनट में खत्म होने वाला है. Let's join again.